Good morning, everybody. You look a little different today. Just came back from bicycling with my son-in-law about a couple hours. There's only one thing worse than falling off the bicycle. It's falling and your water spilling. So when you're in the trail somewhere and you fall off the bicycle, it's a little embarrassing. You get scratched a bit. Then when you see all the water and the ice cubes on the floor, it's even more sad. But speaking about this week's parsha, for y'all, chukas, and us we have balak. So it's interesting. Chukas is very unique parsha because it's got one of the most puzzling stories. You can really spend all Shabbos talking about Moshe and Aaron, Eretz Yisrael. Why was Moshe punished? Why was Aaron punished? If anything, Moshe does the action. I don't know. It's like, whoa, what? And Miriam dies. So Miriam also. Miriam dies. Aaron and Moshe. So all unfortunately talk about what the Avera was. And the Rambam, Ibn Ezra, Kli Yakar, everyone weighs in on this. And on one level, you look at the Rambam. The Rambam says this really was not even a sin on the Jewish people side. Moshe overreacts. Moshe gets angry. So in the Rambam, Shmo Prakim, says that this is the biggest midah a person should have. Patience, sablanut, patience, very important midah. No matter what level you are, you're a great person, you're not a great person. Sablanut, something that in Israel we lack, unfortunately. Some of us, all of us, I don't know. But patience. There's nothing wrong with the people when they ask for water. Miriam dies, the bear stops, there's no water. So it wasn't a crazy thing to ask for water. And the Moshe says, Shimno Hamorim, rebels, get so angry at them. There's no place for anger. And the Rambam says that this is literally the sin, that if it's a bad request, Moshe can get angry. Masonin, Misavin, Moshe gets angry. The Egel, I get that. But here, asking for water, there was no reason for Moshe to lose his patience. And there's the sin. The Ramban takes a little bit different, and the Ramban says that Moshe calls them rebels because he knew that there was something behind their asking. He knew it was just asking for water. The sin is different. Moshe says we could bring this. He puts himself like the level that he can do the miracles. So maybe that's the sin. But the request was not a good request. So I think he differs with the Rambam, who says that the request is fine. The Ramban says no, the request was not fine, because Moshe knew what was behind there. The people at this point, 40 years in the Midbar, should have known that Hashem is not going to let them drown, let them die of thirst in the Midbar. And therefore, Moshe sees within the request, he sees the real intentions, that these really are Hamorim. These really are just rebels and these people, and that's why he got angry. Hits the rock, should have spoken to the rock, but really there was a bad request. And the question is, where's Moshe see this? It's a request. But this stage, Moshe really knows what the people are like. The Alishur, Rav Olbi talks about, he brings out an example of Korach, he brings an example of Yosef, Shimon and Levi killing Shechem because they were Achim. He mentions the wife of Potiphar with Yosef. He wants to say that the actions wake up, misorer, they wake up the inner thinking, the inner feelings of a person. You look back at the Meraglim. Listen, they want to go to Eretz Yisrael. It wasn't available. Okay, we'll stay in the Midbar, learn Torah. We want to do what Hashem wants, but there was something there. The thought process was, listen, we can't do it. We won't be the leaders anymore. We're going to lose our place of leadership. And that's where the problem was. The problem was not the action really, but the thought process that led to them. Korach. It wasn't just a rebellion. It was jealousy that led to it. So the actions, the situation leads people, that their inner emotion, good or for bad, to wake up. Korach says, listen, I see in Benavua, my children are going to be great. We're going to have my children, we're going to have Shmuel. So it must be what I'm thinking is the right thing. And this leads him to do this. This plus jealousy leads him to this. And when the situation came up, when Moshe was politically in a bad spot right after Chet Raglim, he seizes the opportunity, and the matzav, the opportunity, wakes up his inner midah. Same thing with Shimon and Levi. They were brothers. Okay, we know they're brothers. Yaakov says, they're brothers of destruction. We know they're brothers. No, their brothers led them to do that. None of the other brothers had this close connection to Dinah to act. It was really Shimon and Levi that did this. And this is what we see. It's not just in the Torah, but it's all over. Whenever we kind of in a situation where we act a certain way, whether we want to avoid it, whether we go to it, we have to think what's our motivation. We say this escalated quickly. In Anchorman, the Anchorman, they start fighting. Wow, this really escalated quickly. Well, why does it get that way? Someone ticks you off, and you get so upset over something so small. What's going on here? Are you mad at them, or it's really yourself? It's really when you see something bad in your friend or another person, it's really you. Boys, people in shul, they're just nasty people. Maybe you're the one that's not that friendly. Maybe you're the one who should really be the first person to say hello. Maybe it's you. They seem to be unfriendly. It's a you problem. The song by our good friend Michael Jackson. The man in the mirror. You look at yourself. You want to change the world? Look at yourself. And that's the first thing. Instead of just taking actions and looking at other people and kind of judging other people, maybe it's you. And that's the hardest thing. The hardest thing is the word Rav Volbe mentions is not hisbolus. Hisbolus is to have this inner connection with yourself, this emotional inner connection with yourself, to really get to this place. Why do it happen at work? Why does this person really just upset me? Someone did something, it really upset me. He said this. Most people, no big deal. Why really, really upset me? And you have to do some inner thinking. And what got me there? Am I jealous of this guy? Does he know something better than me? He's younger. He's smarter. He's going to take my job. What is it that does it? And 9 out of 10 times, it's a you problem. You got to kind of look in the mirror. And this is kind of really, I think, what we'll look at the Aveir of chukas is. Moshe isn't just responding to people that wanted water. Moshe knows these people. Moshe tells Kadosh Baruch Hu back in year 1, listen, they sinned because you gave them all this gold. These people, and it's a good argument. Hashem knows these people. Once a person, says in the Torah, once a person has money and has wealth, you forget about Hashem. Well, that's so strange. No, it's not strange. That's the Messias. Messias is most people, when they do well, it's all on them, and you don't daven anymore as well as you did when you needed something. That's just the crazy thing. That's Messias of a person, and that's a good argument. It works by the ego. Hashem does not destroy the people. That's an argument. And that's kind of what happening here. Moshe doesn't just react to water. Moshe says, these people, they really don't trust in me. They don't trust in Hashem. And that's why he gets angry at them, because the request isn't just a request for water. He sees the root problem is that they just don't trust Hashem, that Hashem could do this. And that's what causes Moshe to perhaps get angry. And Moshe dies in the Midbar. Aaron, Miriam. Shabbat Shalom.